What's up guys, Justin here, and I've got a pickups video for you today. I realize that I'm sitting a little bit off center here, but it's just so I have some extra room to throw up some gameplay and whatnot in this corner here. I was pushing it a little bit for space the last time I tried this, so hopefully this setup will give me a little more room anyway. So I'm going to start out this video with a trade that I did with Classic Metal Fan 22, and I'm actually going to show you guys the extras that he threw in first, because I'm not going to be able to show you the main things that he sent me with this camera shot. I'm going to have to cut and show you guys those, but they're pretty cool. So start out with the extras he threw in. He included a nice note here, and then he sent me some of these plastic Game Boy cases. Very cool. I was in need of these. And then he sent me some extra manuals and case art that he had. A bunch of Sega CD ones here. We got the Sega Classics Arcade Collection, Soul Feast, Lethal Enforcers, The Adventures of Willie Beamish. That one looks pretty interesting. We got Mad Dog McCree, which I believe is a light gun game for the Sega CD, Sewer Shark, and finally another light gun game, I believe, Lethal Enforcers 2 Gunfighters. And then we got some DS stuff as well. We got the manual for Squad Command, we got the PictoChat manual, the manual and case art for Star Wars: The Complete Saga. We got manual and case art for Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games, case art for Animal Crossing: A Wild World, and finally a case art for Brain Age. So thank you very much for all the extras, man. Really appreciate it, and I will cut right now and show you guys the main things that he sent me. So here is one of 3 Final Fantasy wall scrolls that I received from Classic Metal Fan 22. This one here is from Final Fantasy 9. It's probably my favorite one that I got from him. I really like how colorful it is. Very, very cool. And then moving over here to a Final Fantasy 8 wall scroll, and this one's kind of intriguing because, as you can see, it says Fantasy 8. So I'm assuming there was another half to this one somewhere with the words Final on it. It's just kind of weird because it's not ripped or anything, it's a clean cut and it's a full wall scroll. So if anybody knows anything about this, please let me know, or if you have the other half, definitely hit me up. And then finally moving over here to the last wall scroll that I received from him. I actually don't know which game this is from. It definitely looks like Final Fantasy, and I'm going to assume that it is, but if someone could enlighten me as to exactly which game this is from, it'd be much appreciated, but I definitely think this one looks pretty cool as well. So I want to say thank you to Classic Metal Fan 22 for the awesome trade. I'm sure we'll be working out another one in the near future. And I'll move on now to the rest of the stuff that I picked up in the last week or week and a half or so. And this first game here is a 360 game that I've been after pretty much since it got released, honestly. I was just kind of waiting for it to drop in price a little bit, and finally got around to picking it up. It's Killer is Dead for the 360. And this is the limited or special edition, whatever you want to call it. I don't even think it specifies anywhere on here, but it comes in the big box here with the 80-page hardcover art book, soundtrack CD, and bonus DLC content. And I picked this up brand new, factory sealed. I wanted to make sure I got a sealed one, not because I intend on leaving it sealed, but I just wanted to make sure that I got everything that originally came with it, and that the DLC and whatnot wasn't already used. So I think I paid like $27 or $28 for this on eBay, and that was actually a second chance offer, if I remember correctly. I didn't even win the auction originally, but I guess the high bidder either didn't want it or didn't pay or whatever, and I got it for my high bid. So that was cool. Cross this one off the list. And then on to a few more eBay purchases. This first one is kind of a different purchase for me. It's not something I would normally buy. It's actually an import game, and I haven't been doing a whole lot with import stuff recently, but I got this on like the dirt cheap. It was like $3 or $4 shipped on eBay, and it's a Japanese copy of Soul Calibur 2 for the Gamecube. And this is the first import Gamecube game I've ever owned, and I must admit I really do like how they have these cases here with the cardboard slipcover here, and then the mini case is kind of like, it's actually I think the same case as the Game Boy Player disc came in, but I mean, it was complete in a nice shape. I was flipping through the manual a little bit. It's all in Japanese. I can't read a single word of it, but I thought this was cool, and like I said, I just really like these cases. You know, for the smaller discs, smaller GameCube discs, you don't really need a full-size DVD case, but then again, I suppose the DVD cases are a little more durable than these cardboard slipcovers, so it's a decent trade-off, I guess. But anyway, I picked this up mainly for just like a conversation piece. You know, I doubt this will even work in my NTSC GameCube, but like I said, conversation piece. And then another eBay purchase here, kind of like an impulsive buy. I hadn't been actively looking for this game. It was just came up in one of my searches. I watched it, and I happened to check my eBay with like just a couple minutes left to go on the auction, and that is Super Dodgeball Brawlers. And I got this for 99 cents, I believe, on eBay. And there was shipping added onto that. It was like $3 or $4 shipping, and same as the Soul Calibur. So for that price, I was definitely willing to pick it up. It came complete and in actually really, really like new condition. And the main reason I wanted to pick this up is because it looks very similar to Super Dodgeball for the NES, which is one of my favorite NES games, top 5 for sure. And I was curious to see how this compared to it, so pick this one up. And then on to the last eBay purchase I have to show for this video. I kind of took a chance on this one because it was a stock photograph and everything, and I messaged the seller before I bought this and asked about the condition and stuff. They told me it was in good condition. It's really not, but I guess for the price I paid, I can't complain too much. It's the collector's edition of Grand Theft Auto for the PlayStation 1. So this comes in the slipcover box here, and it's got Grand Theft Auto, the first one, GTA 2, and then it also has Grand Theft Auto Mission Pack number 1, London 1969. And I have no idea what this is. I've played the first two. I've never beaten them, but I have played them. I've never played this one, and to be honest, I have no idea what it is. So I'll be checking this one out. I'm not as big of a fan of the original GTA games. I don't really like the overhead view and stuff, but I guess, you know, the PlayStation was obviously limited in its graphics and whatnot. But I was happy to pick this up. I think I put in the best offer like 15 bucks, and that's why I said I can't really complain too much about the condition. But as you can see, that outer box there is pretty well worn. I put it under some books and stuff and flattened it out a little bit, but I mean, the edges are still folded and frayed and creased and whatnot. But again, for $15, I can't complain. I'll upgrade it in the future. Moving on to some pickups from our local game store, and I walked in there last week with a box of stuff to trade in. I had a couple decent titles in there. I don't know, it was pretty much just a big box of crap, but I got like $46 or $48 in-store credit for it, which I was more than happy with. And come to find out, they had a buy two get one free sale going on all of their retro games. So I spent a little bit of time in the store trying to figure out what I wanted to do. There was one game I knew for sure I was picking up though. It's an NES game, and it's just been so long since I've added anything NES to my collection. So I was very happy to pick up Dragon Warrior 2 in absolutely phenomenal condition. The label on this is still glossy. Nothing wrong with the cartridge anywhere. It was priced at $23.99. I know I always rag on the store for being overpriced, but honestly, for a copy of Dragon Warrior 2 in this condition, $23.99 is probably a pretty fair price. And it's just one that Ryan's owned forever, and I've never owned it. He's always had that one on me, so I'm very happy to finally pick this one up. Looking for the third one now, is the last one I need, and I'll have all four of them on the NES. And never played through this game fully. Ryan and I did try, we tried Dragon Warrior 1, it was a little bit too primitive for us, and then we switched over to his copy of Dragon Warrior 2 and played a little bit farther through it, but kind of just lost interest after a while. So who knows, maybe we'll go back and play this one in the future. So $23.99 for that. And then I was kind of looking for another game around the same price range, so that way I could get one free. And there really wasn't anything I needed for my collection around that price range, so I was looking out for Ryan though, and I came across a Super Nintendo game that was actually the same price, $23.99, that I knew he would want, and I knew that I'd be able to give him a good deal on it, seeing as I was getting a deal on all this stuff. So I went ahead and picked up Breath of Fire for Ryan, first one on the Super Nintendo. And this one's in pretty good shape as well, not perfect by any means, but really nice label anyway. And we played through Breath of Fire 2 first. That was the first one I owned, and we had fun playing through that one. It was really, really long though. I don't know if we just decided to tackle like every side quest in that game or whatever, but it took us so long to beat that one. By the time I finally got Breath of Fire 1, we were kind of Breath of Fired out for a while and never got around to playing through this one, but maybe now that he has it, we'll play through it. So since I bought this and the Dragon Warrior, I got to pick out a $23.99 or under game for free, and like I said, I was kind of digging at that point, picking the bottom of the barrel, but I saw this there. I just figured I could get some money back on the deal for this. I already own this, but Pokemon Blue, same price, $23.99. So I figured I got most of this on trade credit anyway. I had to pay the tax. It was like I paid like $2.50 out of pocket for all this, but I figured this would just help me get some money back on the deal anyway. Ended up with two other decent games anyway, so very happy with that trip there. I'm kind of curious to see when that sale ends, because they've got a few other games in there that I was considering buying. I don't know. Some of the stuff it's so overpriced that even with like store credit and buy two get one free is like, you're still paying eBay for it. So I don't go in there a whole lot, but I was very happy with that deal. So So the rest of the stuff in this video all comes from our local St. Vincent de Paul thrift store, and actually they're all Gamecube games. I had walked in there last week and was pleasantly surprised to see a stack of Gamecube games sitting there. All of these were $2.44 a piece, I believe, and I think I left one of them there. I'll explain that at the end. But the first one I got here is a copy of The Simpsons Hit and Run. It is a player's choice, but I do already have the black label, I believe, of this game, and it was complete. Actually, I think all these games I got were complete and in really, really nice shape. I'm still looking out for Simpsons Road Rage on the Gamecube. That one seems to be a little bit harder to find for whatever reason, but I'll get it eventually, I'm sure. Probably the best one that I got on that day was Metroid Prime, which was very complete. She had everything in here, including like the confidential subject Metroid pamphlet here and all the other bonus stuff that came with it. And then one that I needed for my collection, I think, is Avatar: The Last Airbender. And I know absolutely nothing about this game, so I was kind of looking at the back before I made this video, and I still don't understand what it is, but it was one for the collection. I can't imagine it's like the greatest game in the world, but for $2.44, it's one to add to the collection anyway. I also picked up a copy of X-Men Legends, which I believe I already have. I think I actually found it at Goodwill like a year or two ago, if I remember correctly. But again, complete, nice shape, so I was happy to pick up another one. And then probably the one that I was most excited to get, not because it's like a home run title or anything, but it's one that I needed for my collection, and I never seemed to run across it. It's Metal Arms Glitch in the System. And again, complete, really nice shape, so I was very happy with that. I was kind of checking out this one before the video too. You know, I'm gonna have to put this in to try it out. I really can't tell from the back. Looks like some kind of mechanized robot. Got like an arsenal of weapons and stuff. So sounds good to me. And then the one that I left there, it was like a Lord of the Rings game. I don't know. It might have been the first one. Maybe it was the third one. I can't remember. But it was player's choice, missing the manual, and it was significantly more beat up than any of these. So I figured I'd let somebody else have it. But I went back a few days later, and I think it must have been after the weekend, so it was like 3 or 4 days later, and I was surprised to see a couple more Gamecube games sitting there. I didn't know if they came in with like the same person or just got put out at different times or what, but the first one on top, I was excited to see Sonic Adventure Battle 2, or 2 Battle, whatever you prefer, I suppose. And one of these times, I swear, I'll remember to leave the games in the cases that Vinny's puts them in. They put them all in these plastic cases, and they like staple them shut at the top with the price on them. So it makes it really inconvenient. I mean, I always feel bad opening them, but at the same time, you know, I'm not going to pay for the game only to find out that like the disc isn't even in there, or it's the wrong disc or whatever. So when I opened this, I was a little bit disappointed. I'll take this manual out and show it. It's not in the best shape. It's not like, I mean, all the pages are there and everything, but the cover's pretty worn, and it's not water damaged, but all the pages are kind of wrinkled and stuff. And then the disc, oh my god, the disc. I took one look at this, and I was like, oh, I don't know if it's going to show up on camera, but the disc is like, I mean, it's not utterly doomed. I think resurfacing will probably fix it, but I doubt it'll play in this condition. And for whatever reason, I think they raised the price on these 2 Gamecube games. I think they were $3.44 a piece. I don't know why, but for this game, I was definitely willing to pay that, even if it is in this condition. I'll get it resurfaced and find something to do with it. And then the last game I have to show for this video, I couldn't believe it when I saw this one sitting there. It was just, I mean, I don't know. It's another copy of Metal Arms Glitch in the System. So to go from never even seeing this game in the wild once in my life to picking up 2 copies of it from the same store in like a matter of 3 or 4 days was just I don't know, just blew me away. It was $3.44, but it was complete and in significantly better shape than the Sonic Adventure Battle, so I had no problem paying that to get another copy of this game. I'm sure Ryan or someone will be inquiring about that one once I get all the GameStop stickers and crap off of it. But anyway, that was all I had to show for this video. I appreciate you guys sticking around and checking out the whole video. I want to say thank you one more time to Classic Metal Fan 22 for the awesome trade. And until next time, take care.